What colors you wear on a first date with a man has a huge impact on how he feels about you.
Here's
a breakdown according to color psychology. So naturally it depends on what you want to achieve, how you want the guy to see you, and how you want the date to end. Let's get into it. If you want the date to end in sex, wear red. Red is associated with our primal instincts that indicates readiness and fertility. Do I need to say more? If you want him to take you seriously and kind of see you as like a boss, wear a darker shade of green. It's associated with growth and wealth. If you want to give him the feeling that he can be the hero with you and you are happy to play his little damsel in distress, wear pink. It's associated with femininity and softness. If you want him to see you as classy and somewhat mysterious, wear black. It's associated with luxury and mystery, so you'll kind of keep him on his toes.
Right.
There are so many other colors that you could potentially wear for a first date that like kind of trigger something in men. So let me know if you want like a part 2 with more colors.
We don't. Why don't you wear white to signify common sense? I'm pure. I'm clean. I'm coming to this date not to manipulate you and to make you do or subconsciously try to make you focus in on what I want you to focus in on. I'm coming here because I actually really like you as a person. I'm not here to play games. I'm not here to run incessantly so you can chase until you're done messing with me. And then after you're done messing with me, I get mad because I was the one playing games. That sort of thing. That's what I think that we should cover next. And I think that white would signify that.
If he touches you on the first date, he's not that into you.
She is 100% correct. Look,
No, she's not, but okay.
if you're a young lady out there in this world, or any woman, and you're looking for a relationship and you observe when talking to a new guy that he completely skips over the phase of getting to know who you are emotionally before he gets physical, I'm sorry, but you're picking the wrong dudes. Because if he truly cared, he realized that emotional connection adds to the physical connection if you do it first. And if he truly values you for who you are as a person and not just your physical assets, I promise you, he will prioritize that above anything else physical. And if he doesn't, maybe it's not the right dude for you unless you're just trying to hook up.
Listen, man, just because somebody says touch, she said touch. I see we got some people out here that don't listen correctly. We're here for a date. So if I should so happen, if the moment calls for it, give somebody a hug, I think that's okay. You don't always have to go down the route of, oh man, we about to get it on. Just because somebody get touched or maybe a kiss on the cheek on the first date or something however you guys are feeling it. I don't know if I would condone doing like a one night stand or like a sleeping together on the first date, but come on guys, we could do a little bit better than this.
Keep that in mind. Peace.
But the truth about all of this is, if you want a man to love you, ladies, this is the best advice ever. If you want a man to love you,
Let's hear it.
then you have to cheat on them.
If there's one thing I've learned dating men, it's that doing less will always get you more.
Right.
Always. I feel like a lot of women have a tendency to think like when you start liking him, you're like, oh, okay, I like him. Let me cook him dinner. Let me see if I can pick him up from work. Let me buy his meal sometimes. You start thinking if I do all of this, then he will see what a catch I am. Mm-hmm. It's having the opposite effect, I promise. Have you ever heard a man be in a relationship with a woman or he's like, I liked her because she did so much for me?
Yes. Husbands and people out there, man, she held me down when I was here and man, she really kept the household. And yes, they do say that.
Is it a healthy relationship that it looked like you want to be a part of? Did it seem like he respect her? Did it seem like he really loved her?
Well, they're still married, so yeah, I mean, loving their grandkids and their kids. So I'd say, yep, they're loving life.
Or did it sound like she was made? When men like you, they want to give to you. When men like you, no matter what they have, whether they rich, poor, or somewhere in between, they want to give to you because they know that that's what it's going to take to get more of her time. If I have to buy her lunch, I'm going to buy her lunch because I need some more of her time. Right. If I have to pick her up from work, I'm going to pick her up from work. Whatever it takes to get some more of her time. If I have to get her tires fixed, then I'm fixing them tires. Whatever it takes to get more of their time. When they like you, they want to do all that stuff. But you as a woman, when you start thinking, how do I make him like me? Oh, let me go do this, that, and the third. You already lost. Because it looks like you're auditioning to be his girlfriend. And if you are auditioning to be his girlfriend, you're never going to make it past the trial.
Well, you are. Y'all are auditioning for each other. I mean, if he's going and changing your tires, don't you think that you should show a little bit of gratitude? Hey, I wanted to thank you for going and taking care of my car today. That really took some stress off me. So while you were gone, I made you a little something. Or here's a little something, some goodies. I just went to, it's not much, but I just went to the store and got you a few things. Got him some of his favorite things, maybe some of his favorite drinks, favorite food. And then y'all have a night together to where y'all just chill out and relax and, get to know each other. Some personal time, right? That's reciprocity. That's taking care of each other. But this do less and get more is do more to be dumb. Think about how much more you can be stupid and how much faster you can lose a man. That's what this sounds like to me.
I promise. I saw TikTok the other day. This is not about her. It's no hate to the creator before y'all start calling me all types of names in my comments. Not about her. It's just an example. But she was saying that she's been dating a man since June. It's October. She's been dating this man, and there's been multiple occasions where he's at work and he texts her and says, I'm hungry, I forgot my lunch, will you bring me some food? So she's like, oh yeah, sure. She will go get the food, buy the food, no reimbursement, coming out of pocket and never getting it back, and bring it up to his job like she's a DoorDash driver. That's what it was giving. It was giving DoorDash. And now,
well, that's what a man would be doing. Hey, here's some flowers delivered right to your desk. It's giving Uber Eats. It's giving flower shop delivery. Hey, why don't you come on a date with me? Okay, we'll send a car. Here's a car. Hey, I'm paying for the date. It's giving daddy is what it's giving. It's giving I have to take care of my child, of my daughter. Can you give me some money so I can go buy some shoes, some clothes? Can you give me some money because we're going out with our friends? It's giving parent. Why would a man want to take care of a child?
she's told him, hey, I really like flowers, will you buy me some flowers? Which you really should not even ever have to ask a man to buy you flowers. Personally, personal opinion, sorry. Nonetheless, he said no. I'm not doing it. I don't buy women flowers. That man is in receiving mode. He's not in giving. He's in, his palm is open. It's open, and you keep putting stuff in it.
Drizzle,
You keep
baby.
putting stuff in it. So why would he ever turn the tables? Now, for that specific situation, I think he really just don't like her that much. But that's not my business, and that's not my point. My point is, when you as a woman get in the mood where you keep giving and giving and giving, he's going to take and take and take and take. His hand is open, and he's not going to close it. He would be a fool to. Why would he stop taking when he could just keep taking? What do you mean? So when you get that urge, when that little voice in your head is like, oh, let me go cook him his favorite meal, even though he's never done anything to deserve this. Let me go cook him his favorite meal and drop it by his house. And then he will see what a good girlfriend I would be. You've already lost, babe.
I get your point on that. If he's not giving her anything, then maybe he's not really interested and he doesn't like her. Whatever it is, she does not need to be in a relationship with him. But how does that correlate? How does that connect to do less and get more? She's not supposed to be in a relationship with that man. That's not the dude for her. Do less for him. Do more for somebody else. Somebody else that's actually giving you back the same energy. It doesn't change regardless of gender. If you're a man or a woman, you should be doing for each other. There's certain things that both of you are good at. And one does one thing, the other does another thing, and we put it together. We have a great plan, a great team. We're going to be together for a long time. It's going to be a fantastic life, regardless of the ups and the downs. But you sitting up here thinking that, oh, I'm just going to sit up here and receive. You're going to receive an eviction notice. Get up out my house. What happened? I don't understand what happened. You weren't doing anything. You weren't giving anything. You're not trying to give anything. You're not trying to help. You're just sitting there doing nothing. And what man in this day and age is going to want that?
So this is how my date went with a 60-year-old man. He invited me to the Cheesecake Factory. I met him on a dating app. Those are a lot of fun. I'm afraid of dying in my apartment alone, so I said, you better find someone. Anyways, I changed the status to my profile to only looking for generous, non-Beccan, and he said, I'd still be interested in meeting up with you. And also put, don't stress me out, call, make plans, don't text me all day. And he was cool with it. So we were texting a little bit, And he let me breathe, and I was able to think about the universe instead of a guy hitting you up, texting you all the time, which was nice. He was kind. When I threw drama, like, I'm not feeling good right now, he'd be like, can I help you with anything? And then he said, would you like to go to the Cheesecake Factory? And I said, sure, let's go. And then I don't know what the happened, but it was just so easy to delete the chat. I don't know. I think I do have that, what is it called? Anxiety pull away from people disorder. Or maybe it's just that I could smell a 60-year-old a mile away, because that's what he was. I mean, I was up in my bed, stonesy time, and pissed off, because that's when I think about AI and the universe, and I get so much clarity, and I'm trying to figure out if this guy's an F-boy. And it pissed me off so much that I didn't delete the chat, but the next day I did. So I didn't go to the Cheesecake Factory with him. Something smelled like middle class. And he also complained about having a house with a VA loan. So...
They disrespecting veterans, y'all. These modern women don't even have respect for the men that have fought for the country. God, dog.
I cannot. You think I'm gonna go on a date? The last date I went on was 1.5 years, and I walked out. I went from sweet, naive, you could walk all over me, to, I'll stick up for myself, to just getting on those apps just to say mean stuff to men. I have to ask myself, Crystal, did you already deal with this?
Ma'am, you belong in an insane asylum. You belong in a mental institution. She's crazy.
Is he maybe trying to play pretend with you so he can like what's it called? See, I belong with the 6-year-old too, man. My brain doesn't work. Ghost you on the date, Most of these guys, I'm like, hey, are you here to tell me to fuck? Because I think I screamed at you last time, but I don't remember. I think I yelled at every single guy in the app. If you're in the Las Vegas area and you're on the Bumble app and I said mean things to you, I'm 40 years old and I'm not mentally okay. I don't like men and I don't want to date none of you. I'm just going to go out and look hot. That's what's fun for me.
No, you're not going to do that. Nowhere close to doing that.
That's what's fun. I don't want to go to the Cheesecake Factory. I could have that Uber Eats to me. I don't want to go to the Cheesecake Factory. And then it was 20 minutes away. And I said, hey, I don't know if I can go to that because I'm having food issues right now with my stomach. Can we go to this robot show? And then he went mute. And that made me very upset, because if I say take me to the robot show, you need to take me to the robot show. So anyways, it didn't work out. I'm not doing dating stuff right now. I'm just gonna do TikTok. And I'll go out and maybe I'll make a video out of it, because I don't care about dating right now.
I already know this is gonna be stupid. I'm in anticipation. I can't wait to hear what Shira 7 has to say. Let's get into it. I know this is gonna be great.
Don't talk too much. Don't tell him everything. Let him do most of the talking. Sit next to him instead of across from him. Smile. Tell him he smells good. Talk in a baby voice, and let him be the man. You be extra feminine. That's basically it.
So far,
let him
so
do
good.
most of the talking. Don't tell him everything on the first date. Shut your mouth. Don't talk more than 30 seconds. Let him do all the talking. Gather all that information so you know how to get money out of him. Ask him about
oh man, it was going well. I actually thought I was gonna get through this clip with her saying something like, yeah, I actually agree with that. Yeah, you should be doing all of those things. Dang, then you messed it up.
Childhood pets. Ask him where he grew up. Ask him all this kind of crap. So if you ever need some money, all of a sudden, if he's an animal lover, your dog needs a major operation, and now you know he's an animal lover, he's going to give you the dog operation money, even though you don't have a dog or nothing is wrong with your dog.
But wouldn't you have to bring your dog around the man so that he could see the dog? Hey, any man would check on that. Like most men would do that. So you would have to have something and then you would have to go buy a dog or something like that, and you'd end up catching yourself in a lie is what would happen.
You could get money out of an animal lover if your dog might die. Okay, listen for the keywords, listen for the childhood things, listen to what he's really passionate about, and you use those things to get what you want. Okay, pay attention, make mental notes, stop talking, let him talk. Change the subject every time he puts it on you. It's like, oh, you'll find out later, baby. You know, I can't wait. And if he becomes over, take the power back. It's like, oh no, not yet. Not yet. We haven't gotten to that part yet. I really love hearing about you. I want to get to know you on a deeper level before we become, and you may never get there, but he has hope. Okay. So that's what you got to do there.
Standard run-of-the-mill stupidity. Standard run-of-the-mill stupidity. Y'all about to be alone forever. Y'all not gonna get no money out of these men. Y'all gonna see that as prices and inflation goes up, this money ain't gonna mean nothing. And y'all gonna wish y'all had somebody to do life with, because y'all gonna spend and spend and spend. Bill's gonna get tight. Gotta tighten my belt a little bit. And you know what's expendable? That person sitting at the table looking me in my mouth, talking about, you got pets? You know, I got a pet. I got a dog. My dog's on the way out, so I need money for a major surgery. Yeah, I would love to, but I can't do it. I got my own set of problems, so that dog's just gonna have to die. And then you're a monster. The worst person in the world. I can't bear to be around you. Girl, shut up and get out my face. That's the reason I said it, to uncover your foolishness.
Do not go on that coffee date. Do not go on that boba date. Do not go meet that man for drinks. This man saw you, and his first initial thought wasn't, wow, I'd really love to get to know her over some dinner and a nice ambiance. He looked at you and said, Dunkin'? Starbucks? The amount of messages that I get from men that ask me if I like coffee. No, but I don't like coffee.
So I guess this is a meeting in the ladies' room video, but I have a very different view of coffee dates that I'd like to share with the class. You guys ready? So it used to be that the initial dating stages were supposed to be low risk, low investment activities, meaning you do something that doesn't require you to take a huge risk, and it's low investment of time, money, and energy. So if it doesn't work out, you really didn't give up a whole lot. But somehow dating culture has morphed into this thing where if a man is not willing to demonstrate how much he thinks you're worth a fancy date at the fanciest restaurant, then somehow he doesn't value you. And again, here we are, once again, putting our value and the determination of our value in the hands of a man. I really hate that. Please stop doing that, y'all. The criticism that I hear a lot about coffee dates is that they're low effort and low energy. Well, duh, of course they are. This person doesn't know you, and you don't know them. Why are we expecting strangers to put lots of effort into us when they don't know us? And why are you expecting yourself to put effort and energy into someone that you don't know? It's kind of weird to me. If you really think about it in those terms, it's very strange. If you're looking for a long-term compatible relationship built on a foundation of actually knowing who this person is, you got to start somewhere. And sometimes that ground zero is that coffee date. And if that coffee date goes well, then maybe the next date is let's meet for drinks after work. And if that date goes well, then maybe we go to a nice dinner at a favorite restaurant that one of you has. And then if that goes well, you get the point. There's a gradual build up. And I am not saying in any way that you are not worth that fancy date at that fancy restaurant with the fancy ambiance and everything. You are absolutely worth that. But you are worth that from someone that actually values you enough to have a relationship with you. Someone that actually knows you. Someone that actually knows, ooh, I know what type of food she likes because I've already been out with her 20 times. And I know that she's really going to enjoy this place. That's the person you want to take you out on that fancy date. Not some dude you just met on Tinder. Low investment, low risk. If you start out with that coffee date and it doesn't work out, guess what? All you did was waste a 30-minute, 1-hour coffee date. No harm, no foul. But if it works out and you hit it off, now you have new things to look forward to with this person. You have a build up.
and it's exciting. You get that fun, new date energy, new romance energy. Let yourself enjoy those things. Trust me.
Sounds like you're talking about commitment. And if that's the case, modern women don't want anything to do with that. What you laid out to most men is very, very logical. It makes a lot of sense. And that's naturally how a relationship would progress. But because these modern women are so backwards in their thinking, because in a lot of different ways they do actually want to be backwards in their thinking, then they'll stick to what they already have. And that's making a man pay for everything to validate me and show myself that I actually have worth. When the man is saying, you worried about this little dinner here. If you stick with me, you can have it wherever you want to go, wherever vacation, you got it. But right now, it don't even be a coffee date. It just be, let's go to this restaurant and see if we can talk. Let's go to the Cheesecake Factory and see if we can talk. And y'all don't even want that. But then y'all, on the other hand, are asking the man to just trust me. You keep on giving me these dinners. You keep on shelling out this money. I'm going to give you the total package. I'm going to give you something that you really want. You're really going to like it. No, I'm not. Oh, it was just somebody else. I was planning on giving you something. I was planning on doing something really good for you, but I just found somebody else. But you're a good guy though. You'll get somebody. Attaboy. You go get him, soldier. Get out my face.
You know those women who get guys to do anything they want, who always dates like top tier men? This all comes down to one thing. It's not what you think it is. The reason that girl always gets princess treatment is boundaries. Boundaries are how you teach somebody how to treat you. And the weird thing is, men love women with boundaries, because when you hold strong boundaries, you're indirectly telling a man, I know my worth, and if you don't meet this boundary, I don't really even care because I have so many other options on the table. And these are the women that men are like, oh my God, I have to have her, because they love competition. They love to feel like the winner when they get a woman. Here are 5 hot girl boundaries that all of you should have, because these make you magnetic to any man. Number 1, not accepting last minute dates. 24 hours is the window. He needs to schedule it 24 hours in advance. You're not like the thing he does when he's like bored or has the night off. Like, he needs to plan to see you. That's the vibe. 2, I asked the app Astra, according to my horoscope, what is a great boundary I should keep? And the answer applies to every zodiac sign. It's to say no. I'm telling you guys, every affluent man I know, like, secretly loves this word. I mean, number 1, everyone in general is just a little masochistic. That's in the book Human Nature by Robert Greene. But 2, especially affluent men, they never hear that word and they like kind of secretly hate to love it. And it makes your yes even more meaningful. 3, not texting a man after 10 p.m. You're in bed. And also, like, it just gives needy vibes. Like, prioritize yourself and your well-being over communicating with this man. 4, not allowing a man's mood to dictate your mood. If he doesn't text you all day, the hot girl doesn't even notice. She's busy with a guy who did plan the date. I mean, you guys, that's just fact. I'm being honest. And 5, walking away after disrespect. Communicate that your boundary has been crossed once. Give him the opportunity to fix it. And if not, you have to walk away, because once you show you have wishy-washy boundaries, believe me, every one of your boundaries, they're about to get pushed. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to schedule a one-on-one with me via the link in my bio.
They're going to tell you everything but the right thing and get you out here looking like an idiot. Keep it up.
I'm kind of embarrassed to admit that I'm dating the right way for the first time in my life. And what I'm realizing is dating, just like anything, is a skill that you kind of have to develop. So let me tell you what I've learned so far. For starters, check your triggers. These men are not your boyfriend. You cannot be out here getting mad when they're not texting you back fast enough and you check their Instagram story and they're out there partying. I think we forget sometimes that our triggers are ours to manage, not somebody else's standard to live up to. So if you find yourself getting triggered, don't act on it. Just text your second string, which leads me to my next point. You gotta date multiple people, sis. Like, it's literally non-negotiable. Reason being, if you're not talking to more than one person, you will get attached to the one person you're talking to. And then your little old feelings gonna be hurt when it don't work out. And honestly, a little healthy competition is a good thing. Now, I'm not saying let them know that there's other dudes in the picture. We're not trying to be childish. But men are not stupid, even though they like to play like they are sometimes. They know that if they ask you to dinner on Friday and you not free, and they check your story and you ain't posting nothing with the girls, they know you were on a date.
No, I don't, because I wouldn't have cared nothing about that. because I know you're playing games and I've been out already. So you can go out with the girls, the boys, the dogs, the cats, or the penguins. It don't matter because you're not wasting my time.
And I really feel like we as women kind of get caught up in trying to portray that we're wifey type by not talking to multiple dudes. But baby, trust me, these men ain't got no loyalty to you until they're your boyfriend. And sometimes even after that, they don't. So keep your options open. 3, dating is supposed to be fun. And the second it stops being fun, cut it off. If you're dating somebody and they're not taking you to do the things that you actually enjoy, don't be dating them. You ain't got nothing to prove. And trying to be the cool girl is a scam. Also, I don't care what nobody says, you absolutely teach somebody how to treat you. So any issues that you have, nip it in the bud. Now, I'm not saying be crazy, sis. Like, stay within the confines of a casual thing. But if there's something you don't like, maybe about the way he communicates or something like that, address it so you can save yourself the headache later. Oh, and speaking of saving yourself the headache later, resist that urge to tell that man exactly what you want. Because here's the thing. Let's say you are dating somebody and you decide y'all want to get serious. This man could have been putting on a front the whole time just to get you. A lot of the Dusties will mimic what you want for an extended amount of time. So if you get asked, what are you looking for? I want you to respond with, I'm just having fun right now. I'm sure I'll know when I find it. So that way, when you do find the one, you'll know that he's doing all the things you want him to do because it's in his nature. Also, I could be completely wrong about all this, so don't listen to me. Love you, bye.
Just more bad advice. This has got to be a joke. It has to be, because if you sit up in a man's face right after modern women have told men when they get on the dating apps, we keep on seeing men put out there that they're not looking for anything serious. They're looking for something short term, something casual. But then you turn around and say the same thing and you want a man to take you seriously. You sit up on this camera on social media and say to the girls, have 2 or 3 people because you don't want to be too desperate. Or how about you learn to control your emotions and say, you know what? I really want this very, very bad, but I want to make sure that we're going through the checkpoints. You would rather give your time and attention and distract yourself with other things versus just, let me pull back, let me discipline myself and say, I need to figure out what it is that I actually want. Hey, I like you. I like this about you. I like this, this, and this. You're sitting up here trying to hide something from somebody, and the man probably already knew it in the first place. Well, don't tell him what your intentions are because he's just going to use that against you. Maybe so, but if you were sitting back and assessing the situation like you should have been doing all along, then you would kind of see those patterns kind of start to play out and be like, hey man, we need to talk about this. What's that about? And call that person out. If they get out your face, then maybe they weren't for you. But this playing games and wasting people's money, and if you don't do this for me, then I'm gonna go over here on this date, and that's not gonna work. And you're gonna be out there till you're 40, 45, 50, having to play this little stupid game, and you're not gonna like it. You're gonna get around the holidays with a new boo every single year, playing the part of the best man or whatever other shows they have where the man come up and at holidays and he wasn't there throughout the year, but all of a sudden we're together and we love each other. But then when the springtime come and it's no longer cuffing season, y'all break up. And it's going to be a cycle over and over again because you hadn't learned to think critically. So at this point in time, you should delete this video and think really long and hard about what is it that I actually want and what do I need so I can stop going out with this man and that man. What do I actually want out of my life? And focus on that. Any man that's not doing that within reason, I got to throw a disclaimer in there for modern women. Any man that is not completing that within reason, leave him alone. And once again, daddy, what do you think about this man? Mama, grandmama, what do you think about this man? Anybody in your group that ain't talking stupid like, oh girl, you don't need, move out my way. I'm trying to get married. I'm trying to have kids. I'm trying to have a life, a great life. I'm trying to build something. People that want you to be successful and want to help you be successful in a relationship, ask them. Because right now, it seems like you need some help.
3 questions you should never answer when dating. For my ladies that still are actively dating, there are 3 questions that men will use to probe you in the chatting phase before meeting for a date. Your answers to these questions can leave you open to manipulation by the wrong type of men. You can and should answer them, but choose your words very wisely. The first one, what are you looking for on here? In fact, this should not even be on your profile. Do not list LTR, looking for the love of my life, looking to have fun, none of that. Now, for those ladies that have done a lot of online dating, look at how the men frame this response, usually on their profile. They say, open to a relationship with the right person. Feel free to throw those words directly back at them, but maybe say it a little bit nicer. I'm looking to connect with quality like-minded people. Period. Number 2, what do you look for in a man? Ladies, don't ever, ever, ever give a man a play-by-play on how you want to be treated. My therapist once told me, and I'll never forget it, a psychopath can hide who they are for up to 2 years. How I normally answer this question is authenticity. Be yourself, and let's see if we like each other. Number 3, anything having to do with sex or your body. Any man who's asking you this question in the chatting phase, especially before you've even met or on the first date or within the first 2 weeks, is only looking for one thing, regardless of how they justify it by saying things like, well, it's very important to me. Instant block. Instant block. Please. Don't even try to tell him I don't talk about that. Nothing. Just, you're done now. Now, as a woman who has an extensive online dating history, I have tried multiple different profiles to see what kind of quality that I get. If you'd like examples of my most successful profiles, I'd be happy to share.
Nothing to see here, just another single woman giving single women advice on how to remain single. Fantastic.
The way our generation dates is wild. I mean, firstly, there are a million dating apps, which is not a bad thing because I know beautiful stories and a lot of stories where people get married off of meeting each other on a dating app. But you're basically swiping left or swiping right, depending on how much you find that person physically attractive and vice versa, right? So that's interesting to me. But people are really out here full on dating. I mean, they're on their 10th date. They're traveling together. They're having sex. They're making plans for the future. And then they get the ick about something and they're like, thank you, bye. Ghosted. We're done here. Like, we literally took Ariana Grande's song, Thank You Next. Literally. I don't like the way that you smile. Thank you, next. I don't like the way that you chew. Next. I don't like the way that you walk in little slippers. Thank you, next. Like, it's crazy because there's a million options, right? So no one is finding stability in dating. They're like, oh, wow, if we disagree on something and you're giving me the ick on this, why would I stay when I have a million other choices and a million other swipe right, swipe lefts that I can have and do? My peers, my friends are going through so much hardship in dating. And it is not just a one person issue. It's, communication goes both ways and dating goes both ways. But like, you don't think the people that are truly in happy, like, marriages didn't fight or that they don't have icks about one another? Like, I look at my relationship of 2.5 years with my partner and I think about the amount of good arguments we had to have this beautiful foundation, right? Like, there was one point where I was like, wow, we really can't see eye to eye. Like, you don't believe what I believe and this is clashing. So how do we figure out a way to meet in the middle? And there's just no more middle in dating in our generation anymore. There's no more finding the middle. And so I don't know, I just needed to rant a little bit because it's a little scary. Like, we wonder why divorce rates are super high. We wonder why the marriage rate is super low. We wonder why people aren't getting married or having children. And it's like,
I ain't gonna lie, this is pretty good advice. This one's a dub. I'll see y'all in the next video.